Welcome, Gemini. The month of March 2026 is not just a page turning on the calendar. It's the opening of an energetic portal that will demand a new stance from you towards reality. We are under the direct influence of an eclipse in Virgo, occurring in your fourth astrological house, the foundation of everything you are. This event acts as a powerful spotlight, illuminating the cracks in your foundation and forcing you to look at where your roots are trying to grow. This analysis uses a convergence of divination systems: the traditional tarot, the Gypsy Deck Lenormand, the natural witch, oracle, the animal spirit, and the planetary system. Tell me in the comments which city or country you are watching this video from. Now let's lay the Gemini cards on the table. Ten of Swords, traditional tarot, the Whip Lenormand, the Bat animal spirit, the Empress traditional tarot, the Fish Lenormand, Mars planetary system, the Lovers traditional tarot, the Garden Lenormand, the Willow Tree Oracle of the Natural Witch, the Hierophant traditional tarot, the Mountain Lenormand, Saturn planetary system, the Lion animal spirit, the Owl animal spirit, the Basil Oracle of the Natural Witch, the Wheel of Fortune traditional tarot, the Ship Lenormand, Uranus planetary system. Block 1. The Audit of the Soul. What needs to be left behind? Cards: the Ten of Swords, traditional tarot, the Whip, Lenormand, and the Bat, animal spirit. The opening of your reading brings an energy of drastic but necessary closure. The Ten of Swords, from the traditional tarot, is the Enough is Enough card. It indicates that a cycle of mental exhaustion has reached its absolute limit. You can no longer carry the weight of situations that have already died. The eclipse in Virgo demands that you stop trying to fix what is beyond repair. This is the moment to accept that certain defeats are, in fact, disguised liberations. Complementing this force, the Whip from the Gypsy Tarot points to excessive self-criticism or repetitive conflicts that are draining your vitality. Have you been punishing yourself for past mistakes or allowing the environment around you to be hostile? The Whip warns that the repetition of this pattern ends now. It is necessary to stop feeding the chaos. To close this block, the Bat of the animal spirit brings the wisdom of rebirth through darkness. The Bat symbolizes the death of the ego and the need to let go of what is familiar to embrace the new. It asks you to face your fears head-on during this eclipse. Do not fear the void that remains after the Ten of Swords is cut. It is in this void that the new will be built. Block 2, the Geography of Prosperity. The Fertile Soil cards, the Empress, traditional tarot, the Fishes, Lenormand, and Mars, planetary system. Here we enter the core of your transformation for 2026. The Empress is the personification of fertility and growth. She says that you possess an idea, a talent, or a project that has the potential to nourish multitudes. However, the Empress only flourishes where there is rich soil. Gemini, you need to identify whether your current environment is a lush garden or an arid desert. The Fish card in the Gypsy Tarot confirms that financial prosperity and the flow of resources are available, but they depend on deep waters. Fish symbolize movement. They don't survive in still waters or shallow puddles. This means you should expand your horizons. If where you are limits your gains, the card suggests it's time to swim towards broader markets and more prosperous connections. The driving energy of this block comes from Mars, planetary system. Mars is the force of action, desire, and initiative. It enters this reading to say that passivity is over. To reach the fertile ground of the Empress and the abundance of Pisces, you will need Martian courage. Don't wait to be invited. Invade spaces, take the initiative, and change your geography of your own accord. Mars gives the necessary impetus for Gemini to leave indecision behind and set out to conquer their new territory. Block 3. The Code of Transparency. Love and Connections. Cards: the Lovers, traditional tarot, the Garden, Lenormand, and the Willow Tree, Oracle of the Natural Witch. March brings a twist to your relationships. As Gemini, your ruling card in the tarot, the Lovers, appears with a message of duality that needs to be resolved. It's not just about romance, but about aligning values. You are being called to make a soul choice. Enough of superficial connections that only serve to fill time. The eclipse calls for depth. The Garden of Lenormand suggests that your social circle will undergo a filtering process. The garden is the place of appearances, but also of great networking opportunities. You will be seen and noticed, but the question is, who are you letting into your private garden? There is a tendency to keep people at a distance with a mask of sociability, but the moment demands that you open the gates to those who really matter. To balance this social exposure, the Willow of the Natural Witch Oracle brings the medicine of flexibility and emotional listening. The willow bends, but does not break. It has deep roots in the water, which represents emotions. It asks you to listen to your intuition and be transparent with your feelings. In love, vulnerability will be your greatest attraction. If you desire a real connection, you need to allow the other person to see your roots, not just your leaves. Block 4. The Challenge of Saturn. Building Authority Cards. The Hierophant, Traditional Tarot. The Mountain, Lenormand. And Saturn, Planetary System. This is the sector of the reading that demands maturity. The Hierophant speaks of structures, knowledge, and traditional wisdom. You are in a phase where you need to consolidate your authority. However, the Hierophant here also questions which dogmas or social rules are preventing you from being who you truly are. It's time to learn the rules so you know how to break them gracefully. The Mountain in the Gypsy Tarot represents the great obstacle you will face this month. But look, the mountain is not there to stop you, but to give you a privileged view after the climb. It symbolizes professional or bureaucratic challenges that will require patience and resilience. Don't try to cross the mountain in a hurry. Climb one step at a time. The presence of Saturn, planetary system, is the final confirmation of this weight. Saturn is the lord of time and karma. It demands discipline, responsibility, and a long-term vision. Gemini, what you start building now under the influence of Saturn in March 2026 will have repercussions for the next 30 years. This is not the time for quick fixes or shortcuts. It's time to build foundations of stone. The Mountain and Saturn together say, work hard, be ethical, and you will become unshakable. Block 5. Animal Medicine. The Instinct for Survival. Cards, the Lion, Animal Spirit, the Owl, Animal Spirit, and the Basil, Oracle of the Natural Witch. To navigate this intense month, you will need to activate your purest instincts. The Lion of the Animal Spirit brings the energy of sovereignty and personal power. The lion doesn't ask permission to reign. It simply occupies its space. You are encouraged to assume your leadership and be proud of your achievements. The lion's brilliance will help dispel the shadows of the eclipse. The owl, also of the animal spirit, complements this strength with night vision. While the lion acts during the day, the owl sees what is hidden in the shadows of Mercury retrograde. It advises, observe more, speak less. Your perception will be sharp to detect ulterior motives and hidden opportunities where no one else sees. The wisdom of the owl will allow you to masterfully overcome the obstacles of the mountain. To keep your energy clean and protected during this climb, the basil from the Natural Witch Oracle emerges as a shield. Basil is an herb of protection, mental clarity, and prosperity. It suggests that you cleanse your vibrational field and stay focused on what is essential. It is the plant that brings warrior peace, the calm needed to fight the right battles without losing sweetness. Block 6. The Future in Motion. The Wheel of Freedom. Cards, the Wheel of Fortune. Traditional Tarot. The Ship, Lenormand, and Uranus, Planetary System. We conclude your reading with the promise of movement and liberation. The Wheel of Fortune indicates that the stagnation of the previous months is coming to an end. Destiny is acting in your favor, bringing unexpected changes that will alter the course of your year. What seemed blocked will begin to turn. The ship in the Gypsy Tarot reinforces this idea of travel, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. The ship speaks of distant horizons and leaving the safe harbor behind. March is a month of great departures and arrivals. You are being taken to a new continent of possibilities. Trust the captain of your soul and let the wind carry you to your fertile ground. Finally, the revolutionary energy of Uranus, planetary system, crowns this reading. Uranus is the planet of insights, revolutions, and radical freedom. It comes in to shake up everything that Saturn tried to make too rigid. Gemini, you will have brilliant and out-of-the-box ideas that may seem crazy to others, but which are the keys to your success. Uranus says, free yourself from the expectations of others. The combination of the wheel, the ship, and Uranus ensures that, by the end of March, you will no longer be the same person. You will have overcome the barriers that limited you and will be sailing towards your true essence. Summary and final advice. Gemini, March 2026 is the month of your geographical and vibrational shift. The eclipse in Virgo clears the ground, 10 of Swords and Whip. Mars and the Empress show where to plant your new life, and Saturn ensures that this construction is eternal. Don't be afraid of the mountain. It's just the pedestal for your future success. Use the owl's vision to navigate the darkness and the lion's courage to occupy your throne. Basil protects your mind, while Uranus opens the doors to the freedom you have sought so much. Your affirmation for this cycle: I release what is barren, embrace the challenge with discipline, and navigate with courage towards the ground where my brilliance is celebrated. I am the architect of my freedom. Be ready, Gemini. The wind has changed direction, and it blows in your favor. The message of transposition, the awakening of the new Earth, Gemini, the universe isn't asking you to hold on a little longer. It's asking you to let go. Spirituality shows you that the end represented by the 10 of Swords is not a punishment, but a divine intervention. Sometimes the higher plane needs to paralyze our steps on an arid path so that we can finally look to the side and see the fertile land of the Empress that awaits us. You've spent too much time trying to flourish in the desert, and now the eclipse in Virgo comes to clear your eyes and show you that abundance is your natural state, not a reward for suffering. The strength of your truth. This month, spirituality asks you to honor the energy of Mars and Uranus. This means having the spiritual courage to be rebellious in the face of what extinguishes you. Being spiritual is not being passive. It is having the strength of the lion to protect your dreams and the vision of the owl to discern who deserves to walk beside you in your sacred garden. Alignment with divine timing. Under Saturn's gaze, understand that the mountain you see ahead is not a blockage, but an altar. Every step you take with discipline and ethics in March is building a temple for your future. Don't rush. The ship of your soul is already in deep waters, and the wind of the spirit is what fills its sails. Advice for your heart: bath in the energy of basil and the flexibility of willow. Protect your mind from the voices of fear and bow before your intuition. Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune, has already given the signal. You are no longer adrift. You are on a collision course with your own greatness. Where the world sees an end, the spirit sees a portal. Where you saw effort, Now there will be flow. Let the mask fall and allow the light of the star to guide you home. Gratitude for you staying with me until this final moment. Your energy is what makes this portal of wisdom grow. You now hold the keys to this transformation, but the journey doesn't end here. Click on the videos that appear on the screen to master upcoming trends and avoid being caught off guard by fate. If this content resonated with you, subscribe and activate the bell to ensure the universe always finds you prepared for victory. Share this light with those you love, because shared knowledge returns twofold to the sender. Leave a comment with the phrase, "I accept the fertile ground," and write what topics or questions you want me to decipher in future videos on the channel. Your suggestion is the compass that guides our next revelations, so participate now and help shape the future of this community.